The video documents an extremely hazardous industrial incident inside a manufacturing facility using heavy stamping or press machinery. The footage shows a worker operating in excessive proximity to the machine's critical operating zone. Suddenly, the press begins its down cycle, and the worker is trapped or severely impacted by the moving mechanical components. The worker became pinned in a perilous situation, requiring immediate intervention from colleagues. This event serves as a critical warning that mandatory safety guards must be fully functional and in place around the point of operation on all presses. It emphasizes the absolute necessity of maintaining a safe distance from the machine envelope and strictly adhering to safe operating procedures to prevent catastrophic crush injuries. The video captures a highly dangerous incident in a manufacturing or storage facility where workers are handling large, heavy steel components. The footage shows a group of workers using an overhead crane to move a bundle of vertically stacked steel bars or beams. A worker is seen manually attempting to guide or secure the load with their hands during the lift. Suddenly, due to the crane or load not being properly controlled or secured, one of the heavy bars swings or shifts and strikes the worker with forceful impact. This immediate impact hazard created a severe risk of crush and blunt force trauma. This event serves as a critical warning that mandatory safety protocols strictly forbid manual contact with heavy, unstable, or swinging crane loads. It emphasizes the absolute necessity of using taglines for guiding loads, maintaining a safe distance from suspended materials, and ensuring all crane movements are slow, controlled, and properly signaled to prevent catastrophic impact injuries. The video documents an extremely hazardous industrial failure, showing a mobile crane overturning during a lifting operation. The footage illustrates the crane actively hoisting a heavy load, possibly a construction component or storage unit. Due to exceeding the safe working radius or load capacity, the crane suddenly loses stability and pitches forward violently. This incident caused the heavy crane structure to crash forcefully onto the ground. The event created severe crush, impact, and falling material hazards for the operator and nearby workers. This incident serves as a critical warning that mandatory site assessment, proper outrigger setup, and strict adherence to the crane's load chart are absolutely essential. It emphasizes the necessity of never exceeding the equipment's safe operating limits to prevent catastrophic crane overturns. The video captures a severe safety violation where a worker was actively riding a heavy, suspended load being moved by an overhead crane, an action strictly prohibited. The lifting rigging suddenly failed or destabilized, causing the massive load to drop instantly and forcefully. The worker was thrown or fell with the impact. This critical incident warns that mandatory safety rules absolutely forbid riding suspended loads and requires workers to maintain a safe distance from all crane operations. It emphasizes the need for strict adherence to work at height procedures to prevent catastrophic fall and impact injuries. The video captures an extremely dangerous industrial incident inside a manufacturing facility. The footage shows a worker entering the operational zone of a press or heavy compacting machine to perform an adjustment or repair. Without proper isolation, the machine suddenly begins its automatic cycle and the moving component advances toward its fixed position, making forcible contact with the worker. This event created a severe crush and pinning hazard. This incident serves as a critical warning that mandatory lockout, tagout procedures must be followed rigorously to de-energize and secure machinery before any intervention. It emphasizes the absolute necessity of never placing any part of the body inside the machine's point of operation unless the machine's energy source is completely controlled and verified. The video captures a critical safety violation A worker was positioned directly beneath a massive steel frame being moved by a crane. The lifting cable suddenly failed, causing the heavy frame to drop instantly and forcefully toward the worker's location. This event created a severe crush hazard. This incident is a critical warning that mandatory safety rules strictly forbid working or standing beneath any suspended load. It emphasizes the need to maintain a safe exclusion zone and verify rigging integrity to prevent catastrophic crush injuries. The video captures a severe industrial incident where two workers were adjusting an unstable load on a forklift's forks. A worker entered the critical area between the truck and the load to make the adjustment. The forklift operator then inadvertently moved the vehicle forward, causing a severe crush impact against the worker. This incident created a critical pinch point hazard. This event serves as a strict warning. Never enter the operational zone, under or between the forks, load, while a forklift is running. It emphasizes the absolute necessity of clear communication, lowering the load, and fully securing the forklift before any ground personnel intervention. The video captures a severe accident where a worker bending low to retrieve an item was struck by a forklift moving in reverse. The operator failed to check the blind spot, causing the vehicle to violently collide with the worker, knocking them to the ground. This event warns that mandatory 360-degree observation, sounding the horn, and strict segregation of pedestrians from moving equipment are essential. It emphasizes the need to always maintain a safe clearance zone to prevent catastrophic collisions. The video captures a severe fall incident where a worker was using an improperly set up A-frame ladder at height. The unstable ladder suddenly shifted and collapsed, causing the individual to fall sharply to the ground. This created a severe risk of impact injury. This incident critically warns that mandatory inspection and absolute stability are required before using any ladder. It emphasizes strictly adhering to work at height rules and ensuring the ladder is always placed on a secure, level surface to prevent catastrophic fall injuries. The video captures a critical industrial incident where a worker was standing near a press or molding machine. A component or highly pressurized material suddenly ejected with great force, striking the worker and throwing them violently to the ground. This event created a severe impact and projectile hazard. This is a critical warning that workers must always stand outside the line of fire, and physical guarding must be used to contain high-pressure ejections. It emphasizes the need for strict pressure checks and maintaining safe operating distance to prevent catastrophic impact injuries. The video captures a severe near miss in a warehouse where material or containers were stacked precariously. When a worker approached the area, the unstable stack suddenly lost integrity and collapsed. Fortunately, the worker reacted quickly and narrowly escaped the hazardous zone. This incident created a critical risk of crush injury from falling heavy materials. This serves as a vital warning that mandatory safety rules require stable stacking, limit stack height, and demand the use of proper racking systems. It emphasizes the necessity of strict adherence to safe storage protocols and never retrieving material from unstable stacks to prevent catastrophic collapse. The video documents a critical fall incident where a worker on an elevated surface slipped and fell. Crucially, the worker was using a personal fall arrest system, PFAS, and the harness and lanyard engaged successfully, stopping the descent before ground impact. This incident serves as a vital warning that mandatory safety protocols require correct utilization of PFAS harnesses and anchor points at all times when working at height. It emphasizes the absolute necessity of strict adherence to fall protection procedures to prevent catastrophic fall injuries. The video documents a dangerous road incident where a large, unsecured load slid off a moving truck and crashed onto the highway. This immediate falling material hazard created a severe risk of traffic collision and obstruction for other drivers. This incident serves as a critical warning that mandatory transportation safety regulations require all cargo to be fully secured and properly tied down. It emphasizes the absolute necessity of strict adherence to pre-trip safety checks to prevent catastrophic accidents caused by dropped loads. The video captures a safety incident in a warehouse or manufacturing environment, highlighting the extreme hazard of distraction. The footage shows a worker walking through the facility while looking intently at a cell phone. Due to this distracted behavior and lack of awareness, the worker walks forcefully into a fixed steel column or structural support within the workspace. The severe impact caused immediate pain and the risk of head or bodily injury. This incident serves as a critical warning that mandatory safety rules strictly forbid using cell phones or any distracting devices while walking or operating near machinery. It emphasizes the absolute necessity of maintaining constant vigilance, heads up, phones down, and always observing one's path to prevent painful collisions with fixed structures or equipment. The video captures a severe industrial incident where two workers were operating around heavy machinery. The footage shows a worker working dangerously close to or entering the path of the heavy, moving parts of the machine while it was still active. Due to this proximity to the operational zone, the worker was struck with force by the moving components. This event created a severe crush and impact hazard. This incident serves as a critical warning that mandatory safety rules strictly forbid placing any part of the body within the danger zone of operating machinery. It emphasizes the absolute necessity of maintaining a safe distance and ensuring that lockout, tagout procedures are strictly followed to de-energize and secure the machine before any close-quarters work is performed. The video documents an extremely hazardous industrial incident in a warehouse or freight handling environment. The footage shows a forklift attempting to lift and transport an excessively large or heavy load that clearly exceeds the vehicle's capacity and stability limits. During the movement or lift process, the unbalanced load caused the forklift to lose equilibrium, resulting in the vehicle violently tipping over onto its side. This tip-over created a severe hazard of impact injury, pinning the operator beneath the vehicle and serious injury to nearby workers. This incident serves as a critical warning that mandatory operating rules absolutely forbid overloading a forklift. It emphasizes the absolute necessity of strictly adhering to the load capacity chart, ensuring the load is centered and stable, and never attempting to handle unsafe loads to prevent catastrophic vehicle rollovers. The video captures an extremely hazardous incident during vehicle maintenance, specifically involving tire service. The footage shows two mechanics working closely on a tire, one of whom was inflating the tire to pressure. While the two individuals were positioned nearby, the tire suffered a sudden, catastrophic, and explosive failure. The immense outward force generated by the rupture violently propelled one of the workers backward and away from the vehicle. This event created a severe impact and projectile hazard. This incident serves as a critical warning that mandatory safety protocols require all personnel to stand clear during tire inflation, especially for large or commercial vehicle tires. It emphasizes the absolute necessity of using safety cages or restraining devices and always following manufacturer-specified inflation procedures to prevent catastrophic pressure-related accidents. The footage shows workers attempting to manage or repair the compromised area. A man was standing inside or directly below the compromised section of the excavation, actively directing repair efforts. Suddenly, the ground behind or above the man failed further, resulting in a rapid secondary collapse that covered and trapped the man, leaving no time for escape. This incident created a severe crush and asphyxiation hazard from the collapsing soil and debris. This event serves as a critical warning that mandatory safety protocols require all excavation and trench sites to be properly shored, sloped, or shielded before anyone enters the danger zone. It emphasizes the absolute necessity of never working beneath an unstable bank and maintaining safe distances from compromised ground to prevent catastrophic entrapment injuries. The video captures a hazardous industrial incident during the handling of cryogenic material, specifically liquid nitrogen. The footage shows a worker performing tasks with this substance while inadequately dressed, wearing shorts, Bermuda, that exposed the skin on their legs. A failure occurred, causing the liquid nitrogen to spray or spill, resulting in direct contact with the worker's bare skin. This incident created a severe risk of extreme cold burns due to the substance's dangerously low temperature. This event serves as a critical warning that mandatory safety protocols demand the use of appropriate personal protective equipment, PPE, including full-length cryogenic protective clothing, whenever handling hazardous and extremely cold materials to prevent debilitating chemical or thermal injuries. The video captures a highly dangerous incident during a tree felling operation. The footage shows a man cutting down a tree. After the tree fell, a detached branch or section of the trunk snapped back with unexpected, intense force, likely due to stored tension or contact with other objects. This fast-moving projectile struck the worker forcefully in their vicinity. This incident created a severe impact hazard from flying wood debris. This event serves as a critical warning that mandatory safety protocols require all workers to immediately evacuate to a predetermined safe retreat route once a tree begins to fall. It emphasizes the absolute necessity of anticipating and managing the tremendous, unpredictable forces released during felling and maintaining a safe distance from the stump and crown area to prevent catastrophic impact injuries. The video captures a serious and high-risk incident during an emergency or rescue operation. The footage shows a firefighter operating at a significant height on a building such as a balcony or upper-level window. Suddenly, the firefighter slipped or lost balance, resulting in an uncontrolled fall to the ground from that elevation. This incident created a severe risk of high-impact injury and trauma associated with falling from height. This event serves as a critical warning that mandatory safety protocols require the use of appropriate personal fall protection equipment, PFAS, even during high-stress emergency operations. It emphasizes the absolute necessity of strict adherence to safety procedures, ensuring stable footing, and prioritizing personal stability in every task to prevent catastrophic fall injuries. The video captures a severe warehouse incident where a worker walking in the active zone was violently struck by a moving forklift. The collision occurred because the operator lacked full situational awareness of the pedestrian's presence, creating an immediate crush hazard. This event serves as a critical warning that mandatory safety requires strict segregation of pedestrian and forklift traffic. It emphasizes the absolute necessity for operators to maintain 360-degree observation and use warning alarms, and for all pedestrians to remain highly vigilant to prevent catastrophic accidents. The video documents a severe industrial incident in a warehouse where a forklift was operating with an attached long load, such as a carpet roll, near a pedestrian worker. The footage shows the forklift operator attempting to move the long, cylindrical load, while the other worker was positioned dangerously close to the operational path. As the forklift moved, the load became unstable and shifted, and a part of the load or the attachment collided forcefully with the nearby worker. This event created a severe impact and crush hazard due to the size and weight of the load. This incident serves as a critical warning that mandatory safety protocols require extreme caution when moving long or wide loads, demanding reduced speed, slow turns, and full awareness of all personnel in the path. It emphasizes the absolute necessity of strictly establishing and enforcing exclusion zones to separate pedestrians from the swing radius of large, unstable forklift loads. The video captures a critical industrial incident showing the danger of commingling pedestrian and forklift traffic in a warehouse. The footage shows workers walking in the active travel lanes used by forklifts for loading and unloading. Suddenly, as a forklift turned or reversed, potentially due to restricted visibility from the load or the machine design, the vehicle struck a pedestrian worker forcefully. This collision created an immediate and severe crush, impact hazard from the heavy machinery. This incident serves as a critical warning that mandatory safety protocols require strict separation of pedestrian and vehicle traffic to eliminate blind spot collisions. It emphasizes the absolute necessity for operators to yield to pedestrians, use horns, alarms, and maintain clear sight lines, while pedestrians must remain aware and avoid forklift paths to prevent catastrophic accidents. The video documents an extremely dangerous industrial incident occurring at a busy loading dock area. The footage shows a forklift maneuvering into or out of a truck trailer. Due to factors including sudden braking, proximity to the edge, and the possibility that the trailer was not properly secured or chocked, the forklift lost control and violently slid or fell completely off the dock plate and dropped to the ground below. This catastrophic fall created an immediate and severe hazard of the operator being pinned or crushed beneath the heavy machinery, as well as posing a serious risk to other nearby personnel. This incident serves as a critical warning that mandatory safety protocols require all trailers to be secured and dock plates must be correctly seated and anchored before forklift operations begin. It emphasizes the absolute necessity for operators to move slowly, lower their forks, and maintain extreme vigilance near the dock edge to prevent devastating fall injuries. The video documents a severe industrial incident where a worker was standing too close to a heavy steel coil suspended by a crane. Due to load instability or swinging, the heavy coil violently struck the unaware worker, creating a critical crush hazard. This serves as a vital warning that mandatory safety protocols strictly prohibit standing beneath or near suspended loads. It emphasizes the need for safe exclusion zones, constant vigilance, and proper load rigging to prevent catastrophic impact injuries during overhead lifting operations. The video documents a severe electrical incident where a worker on a utility pole, lacking adequate PPE, faced an immediate electrical fire due to a wiring fault. The worker rapidly descended from the height to escape the danger. This incident created severe risks of electric shock, burns, and fall injuries. This serves as a critical warning that mandatory safety protocols demand stringent adherence to lockout, tagout, or full use of insulating PPE for all electrical work. It emphasizes the absolute necessity of proper training and strict adherence to electrical safety standards to prevent catastrophic failures. The video captures a tragic and extremely dangerous incident that occurred in a crowded public area. The footage shows pedestrians moving on the sidewalk when a heavy object suddenly falls uncontrollably from an unknown height and strikes a woman standing nearby with severe force. This incident created a catastrophic impact and crush hazard for anyone present in the fall zone. This event serves as a critical warning that mandatory safety protocols require the absolute barricading of hazard areas, exclusion of all pedestrians, and ensuring all elevated materials and equipment are rigorously secured whenever overhead work is being performed. It emphasizes the necessity of strict adherence to falling object protection procedures to prevent devastating impact injuries from above. The video captures a severely dangerous public safety incident that occurred during inclement weather, characterized by strong winds. The footage shows a woman walking or standing near a large tree when, due to the high winds, the tree suddenly uprooted or fractured, collapsing violently onto the public area. Fortunately, the woman was able to evade the falling tree in time. This event created an immediate and severe risk of being crushed, impacted, or seriously injured by the timber and debris. This serves as a critical warning that mandatory safety requires the public to absolutely avoid standing near large trees or structures during periods of high wind or storms. It emphasizes the necessity of strictly adhering to weather warnings and maintaining constant vigilance against falling objects or structures in unstable environmental conditions to prevent catastrophic accidents. The video documents an extremely dangerous incident at a fueling station or fuel handling area. The footage shows fuel or fuel vapors suddenly igniting or detonating with immense force, resulting in a large, rapidly expanding fireball in the active refueling zone. This massive blaze instantly threatened nearby vehicles and personnel. The event created severe risks of serious burn injuries, blunt trauma from the explosive pressure wave, and widespread fire escalation in a public area. This incident serves as a critical warning that mandatory safety protocols strictly demand adherence to all fire and explosion prevention rules at fuel handling sites. It emphasizes the absolute necessity of always turning off vehicle engines, strictly avoiding all ignition sources or open flames, and meticulously following safe refueling procedures to prevent catastrophic fuel-related accidents.